So, I'm just saying. I mean, we have talked about this a lot on the show. Oh, by the way, I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And you're listening to Home Wizards, and one of our secrets, of our many secrets, is to buy seasonal candy and have a vase in a vase with a seasonal flower or something. Right now, if you go to Facebook, you will see candy corn.
Oh, I saw it.
Did you see it?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. It's in a square vase, and we love these. They're kind of like the hurricane vase, but this is a square version, and it's deep enough to fill it with some candy. And so I put candy corn in there because guess what? It beats Halloween. It extends you through Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. It's the right color. It's the right color palette.
Feels like fall.
Yeah.
So I've got the candy corn going on, and then I have a smaller little, like maybe 3-inch high vase that has water in it with a sunflower.
Hello.
Cute as a button.
Look at the reference of colors.
Cute as a button.
By the way, the candy corn will last about 300 years.
You can just put it in a Ziploc. I mean, this is not going to be eaten. This is just for decor. But then every season, like, guess what's going to be coming in Christmas? Hello.
Candy corn me?
You could do red and green jelly beans with now poinsettia in there, and you just keep changing it up. So let's talk about some Thanksgiving craft ideas to kind of welcome in. Thanksgiving's almost coming. We got a month or less.
It's almost time for those kids to come home from college.
Oh, yes. And
hey, by the way, you just stayed up for 5 nights in a row for your finals, and you're going to come home and bring some viruses. Love this. Donnie, you're sure great. Get into quarantine right now.
Love it.
Here's your tray of food under the door.
So how about welcoming your kids or other guests with the alternative to a fall wreath? I love this idea of getting chalkboard paint, using an old tray, and then basically with chalk saying, welcome to our home.
Isn't that nice? Or even put your kid's name when they're coming home, or whoever's showing up for the holiday, right? Welcome home, Smiths.
Or you could put the different name, and then your kid says, who's that?
Who's that? Oh,
it's the new kid
because
you've been gone.
We've just adopted a Malawazian boy. Yeah, we had to fill up your room, man.
Oh, aren't you, Angelina Jolie? Anyway, so you basically get an old tray, and you could get this from like a garage sale or vintage, or maybe you have a tray sitting around.
If you don't have chalkboard paint, I'm going to chase you down and beat you with a hose, because this is good stuff.
So here I have a question for you, Eric Stromer. So we have a bunch of these rattan trays.
Oh.
But it needs to have something on top to line it to paint the chalkboard paint. What would you recommend?
Well, you know what you could do, which would be, and I'll help you because I'm your buddy.
Okay.
Get a piece of slate. I'll cut it to size, and you just lay it in there. And you could draw right on the slate. You can get slate for $1.50 a square foot.
And then you're going to cut it for me?
I'll cut it for you because I have a tile saw. That's what I do.
And that's with that water thing.
Yes.
Oh, and it hurts my ears.
Well, I wear headphones.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't for the first 20 years, so I can't hear. But other than that, I'm fine.
What? So, but how cute that is to hang it either horizontally or vertically, and then you could get some of those faux garlands, autumn branches and berries that you see like in the Michaels and the artsy craftsy stores, and you're done. And then you could change that out for evergreen and holly for you-know-what that's coming next.
Don't even say it.
And basically this could be just like our candy trick every season.
And it transitions
Easter.
Into the holiday. And I think, when you think about the candy corn, I bet a bunch of dudes on walls or on the advertising. What's the street called for advertising?
Madison
Avenue. Back in the 40s or 50s, they all sat around. We got to create a candy that somehow transitions us from Halloween through Thanksgiving, because it is exactly the color palette. It looks like leaves.
It is.
Right?
It looks like an acorn.
It's a very smart thing.
So anyway, that is one of our first little tidbits. I hope that you'll try the warm greeting with the chalkboard paint inside a tray.
And by the way, back to your question too. If we didn't want to do slate, we could do a little piece of 1/4-inch plywood. Paint that with our chalkboard paint.
Okay.
Lay that on the bottom
and glue it.
We'll just lay it in there.
Just lay it in there, and it'll be snug.
It'll stay because if it's cut slightly big enough, when you put it through the rattan, it'll kind of hold it in place.
Okay. Yeah. I'm doing that.
Or a glue gun.
I love that.
The
only thing about the hot glue gun, I got to tell you that one time I did this.
Yeah.
I was using air plants on this great piece of bark, and I glued my 2 fingers together, and it was the worst.
See, I thought you were born with a webbed hand. I didn't realize
it hurt so badly. So please, if you do use a glue gun, be very, very careful, because not only is it hot and you can burn yourself, but when you connect the skin to skin and you can't get it apart and you rip it.
What did you do? You ripped it?
I ripped it. It was like
Well, now you know what it feels like for our poor rat
that'll
friends.
That'll show me.
When the rat friends get stuck in the glue trap. That's what they have to go through.
Now that makes me feel sad.
I know.
I don't want them to feel
now
bad.
You may rethink and go bait box. I don't know.
I think we go hotel. I think we go.
Do you? But they check drift. In, but they don't check out.
It's kind of like that. They have candy and they go to a
walk
better
away.
Place.
Yeah, they
go to a better place.
Candy and go to
Anyway, so now another thing you could do. We're talking pre-Thanksgiving craft ideas.
Yeah.
How about a paper placemat? Now work with me here. I know this sounds kind of cornball, but you can go either to the butcher will give you some of this, that brown.
Oh, the butcher paper. I love that stuff.
The butcher paper, right?
Yes.
Or you could go to the craft store, but the idea is to create a decorative punched edge. Right?
Yeah.
And you use this, basically a decorative edge punch that you can find.
Almost like just a hole puncher, but it has a pattern to it.
Yeah, like a little
those
scallop
are cool.
thing.
I've seen those, yeah.
And that's all there is to it. And so it looks like you worked forever, like cutting this thing, or that it almost has like an eyelet, like a laciness to it.
That's pretty. And that butcher paper is great.
Yeah.
Even just putting it on a table and drawing, when you're at a kid's table or a regular
Restaurants,
table.
I
love that stuff, yeah.
So you could have that, and then kind of mix it up with some different napkins that are fall colored-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the thing I am excited about is I only use the good china.
Good.
During this time of the year. I bring it out. I put it on the table. We eat on it. I wash it very carefully. Put it away. I see it next year. But at least I'm going to get to use it. I love the way this stuff looks. It looks great on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that you would hang them on the wall.
I know, but there's a ton of them. They're in a little hutch right now.
Okay.
So at least you see them if you walk over there. But you know how that.
Are they decorative?
Is.
Are they for Thanksgiving?
They're for fancy
anything.
things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're generic, but they're elegant. They're for any holiday.
Yeah.
Got it. Because some people collect Thanksgiving china.
Yeah.
And then Christmas china.
Yeah.
But
that's
no.
not me. I just have something that the grandmas left us, and there it is.
I know, very special. Yeah. Here's another great one. This is very, very easy. We're talking, this is good for you guys as well as you gals. I mean, who doesn't have a cheese grater?
You mean the box one? Box grater?
I'm talking about those. Yeah, it's a box shape with a handle on top. It's very old school. Probably by now you might have maybe it's just a single surface.
I actually have an old one.
A box one, yeah.
I do, yeah.
Okay. You can even find vintage ones in different heights. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
How cool is this? And now it's going to become like a luminary.
Oh.
And you put that in like a tray with acorns and nuts that you buy in the produce section.
Okay.
And just imagine like little votives in front.
Oh, so the little perforations will have the light cascade through them.
It glows, and the metal glows.
Wow, that's pretty.
It's kind of, and I even like it if it has a patina on it. If it isn't pure stainless, it has a little rust to it.
I bet you could find those at any like Salvation Army or anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, most people wouldn't even want those.
I know.
Those are great. They look great.
So imagine like getting like 3 or 4 different heights, and then you'd put some of the battery-operated votives, inside. And
you could even go full flame candles because it doesn't matter. These are metal.
That's true. Go full. Bring on the flame.
Hey, I want your fire.
But I think it really accents it too because, we love how you can use things in the produce section to bring in the season. And why not get some nuts, some acorns, well, heck, you've got those huge pine cones in your yard.
Oh, that's it. The Jurassic
that are like
Park
footballs.
Ones. Yeah, they're fantastic. Those are gorgeous. You could only put 2 of those on a tray, though.
Yeah. So you might want to get some smaller ones, but isn't that neat? I love it.
That's actually very good idea.
So consider that as one of your pre-Thanksgiving, very easy, done.
Good.
Yeah. Another great idea for your pre-Thanksgiving, it's a gold-dipped corn husk wreath.
Well, they're selling those things out at the pumpkin patch.
Are they?
I guess they call it Native American corn or something.
I mean, with just the individual
with the stalks, the husks on them.
Okay.
So you could get your husk wreath from that, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
You can also buy them by a pound and a half bag.
You can.
They
sell them.
They sell them for about under $20.
Okay.
And there's a website called gourmetstore.com. And you can find them, even if you go to Michael's, by the way. You could get the original straw wreath. We love that as your foundation.
Yeah.
And then with a hot glue gun, being very careful not to glue your fingers together, you'll need about 35 husks of corn. And then you basically cover over the wreath. And then you will just dip the ends
You probably want to pre-dip the husks before you glue them on there.
Okay, what would you recommend? Like gold?
Just get your a pint of or a quart of gold paint. And just dip the tip of it in there like an inch and a half down.
Perfect.
Let it drip, and then throw it on a newspaper, let it dry, or hang it with a clothespin on a clothesline.
Perfect.
And then you're done.
Love it.
And then you can attach it to your prefab wreath that you have for Michael's or wherever you're going to get
Very
it.
good idea.
You know?
How about decorating the dining room table chairs with a little bit of a wheat horseshoe wreath? So imagine that. It almost gives you like angel wings.
Oh, that's pretty right on the back
on
of
the
it,
back.
right? Yeah,
well, hang on. We'll have to describe that when we come back because it's worth it. It's fun things you can do to kind of in advance
You're just
of Thanksgiving.
gussying up for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but it feels kind of like eternal for fall. It doesn't feel too
you
themey.
You could save these for next season.
There's no pilgrims here.
Well, you wait till you see my
Not
shoes
that
with the buckles.
We love the pilgrims.
Yeah.
Your shoes with your buckles.
That's it.
Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards. Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
And I'm Eric Stromer.
And we're getting you set for kind of the early Thanksgiving crafting stuff. Now, don't go, ooh, that's too much. I can't handle it.
Yeah, these are simple. I could do these.
You can. Well, not only are you handy, but you're very crafty.
Pretty crafty.
And this is easy. Wouldn't you say on a scale of 1 to 10? This is maybe about a 4 or 3?
Probably a 4 or 5. Yeah, not even a 5. I'd say a 4. Yeah.
So we're talking about ways to kind of set the stage for the fall entertaining just before leading up to Thanksgiving. Doesn't look too themey. We're not doing turkeys and pilgrims yet.
No. That comes next week.
We got to have a little bit of separation.
Yeah.
But how about decorating the table so that the chairs? Now, do you have these kind of chairs?
I do. Yeah.
These are wooden chairs.
These are just simple wood chairs that could easily just be generic, and they've got open back to them and just a bow in the back, right? So that these are probably in 60% of our living rooms across the country, right? So what we're talking about just gussies that up so it has some theme to it.
And the idea is to give each person at the table their own wheat horseshoe shape wreath. So describe what this is, like when you say horseshoe wreath.
So basically, you're going to take some wire and bend it up like into an oblong-looking egg shape, right?
Like angel wings,
like
almost.
Angel wings, right? And you're going to need to attach it at the top just so it doesn't come apart. And then you can buy this dried wheat, and there's a website called SaveOnCrafts.com that sells this stuff for about $8 a pound. And you're going to just go ahead and attach that to the wire so that it looks like a horseshoe of wheat coming up around. And then at the bottom of it, you're going to have like a lovely blue ribbon or some color.
Very pretty.
That gives you that sort of contrast to that light wheat color. And you just decoratively hang it on the back of the chair. Each chair could have a different color ribbon, whatever you want to do. It's just sort of that reference to fall that's really pretty.
And I think if you use some of this floral wire, which is so easy to manipulate, you don't even have to be...
and the good news of the floral wire is that it doesn't, it's like a twist tie.
Yeah,
it doesn't. You can undo it if you need to. Yeah. You don't get lost in the twist of it.
So again, you don't have to be super artistic.
Right.
You just connect it with this floral wire, the wheat, to your
to the back
wire.
Of the chair, and to the wire,
and it looks so fluffy and pretty. It looks like it looks something.
It looks like the chairs are going to take off in a gentle hover.
In the wings of love.
The wings of love.
It looks very, very pretty, and I think the idea of having like a different, unexpected color for the bow.
Yeah.
You could use a traditional fall color, but a pop of like a turquoise blue,
or like a teal, like a Tiffany's color. When the good news about doing a Tiffany's blue color is that it'll get your husband or wife to think, well, maybe I'm gonna go there and get them a very Christmas
subliminal.
Gift. Here's a beautiful.
Like why am I thinking
why
of
is
Tiffany
that color here? Yeah.
I'm not manipulative or anything. No, it's just little subliminal messages.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they see, like in the bathroom, there's a little blue something.
Yeah.
The trail of blue just keeps appearing.
It just keeps showing subliminally.
So all of a sudden you go, okay, I'm going to Tiffany's.
Right.
Anyway, so more things you could do. How about a gilded fruit centerpiece? Now this again is unexpected. You can buy some of the pomegranates, right? Yeah. And you get copper leaf. And what you would do is you would insert some wooden skewers. And by the way, you can even use artificial pomegranates.
You definitely want to do that.
You don't use fresh ones?
No, they'll get rotty.
Mushy?
On
okay.
You, yeah. But if you do it with the artificial, you can get these on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
For 9 of them from Amazon for $18 or something.
Okay.
And the good news with that is that, again, I like to make stuff that's not perishable because, then we can use it again next year. And you can, let's bring out the pomegranates. Oh, the dried one, the ones that we bought on Amazon for 18. Yeah, okay, great.
And you can use some of that copper leaf, just like they have gold leaf. Like we talk about this at Easter time, but they're little squares, right?
Yeah, you can either apply those with the adhesive that you can. It's almost like Mod Podging. You can do that,
or spray paint,
you spray paint them. Gold spray paint will look just as good.
And any of the metallics,
very inexpensive.
Something about the copper, like copper and gold combined, it really gives you that fall richness.
Sure
don't
does.
You think?
Oh, I do. Yeah, you could do maybe. Say you get 8, so do 4 copper, 4 gold, and mix them up on a platter. It looks beautiful.
Yeah. Hold off on silver until the next holiday.
That's the next one. Yeah.
Well, you might want to get
But these will carry through Christmas.
They could.
I don't see a reason you couldn't use them.
Because metallics are kind of...
And introduce the silver, and you got silver bells, baby doll.
All of a sudden, you go, what's new with the Stromers?
Well,
there's now silver in there.
There's 7 silver ones in there.
How sneaky.
I know.
I didn't notice that, but now I did. What about doing something to really help guests identify their drink?
Well, see, that's a big deal, too. My kid, Dusty, hates when I drink his glass, and he would be someone that would really appreciate something like this. So how do you distinctively identify an individual glass when they're all the same glass? Well, this is what we're talking about.
So there's a lot of these things. You can buy those, glass jewels anywhere. Sure. But why not have your own homespun? This is, a pre-Thanksgiving craft. And the idea, too, is not only could this be something that you keep, it could be a hostess gift. I'm just saying. So
that's a good gift, actually. Yeah.
But you use something called embroidery floss, and you would find this in the sewing department, the fabric stores, and you would just put a little bit of a glue dot at the base of the wine glass stem, and then you would just press the end of the embroidery floss to the glue dot, and you just keep wrapping, and then just keep adding a few glue dots as you go, and you reach the top. So basically the whole stem will now be covered in, let's say, a red or a blue or a green, and it's pretty inexpensive, this particular threading embroidery floss.
Very, very cute.
Yeah.
And then, if you want to take it off, you just unwrap it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks...
And that's the good news with the glue dot. It's not permanent, so it's pretty easy to push the stuff in, pull it out again.
Really easy.
Yeah.
Now, how about doing something that could look pretty outside as well as inside? Maybe it is the wall space by a buffet or a sideboard.
Or just the side of your fence, the fence line on the side of the house. If it's close to an entertaining area, use that as an art wall, obviously. That'd be a really good idea.
So what could we use as hooks, first of all? What are we doing? We're creating ladles.
You just grab some old ladles, from a antique store or Salvation Army, whatever, and then you just wrap brown twine around them, hemp twine, to hang them off of hooks that you can buy, again, at any store. Attach it directly to the fence, and then you can glue gun either dry or fresh flowers into the ladle part of the ladle, and just hang them there, and then it looks really pretty.
Very, very pretty. And in fact, you could even, to help hold it in place, get some of that that floral foam, and glue a little bit of that to the actual heft of the ladle, the scoopy part.
That's a good idea.
And then now you could, like you say, put some water in there to hold it, and then put some fresh fall-looking flowers, like some mums.
See, that's a good idea with the floral foam, because then you can do live flowers. They'll last a little bit longer.
Or you can just go the fake route. You can just get some of those and glue those on. Either way, whatever you like. But I think it looks really cute having 3 or 4 or 5 of them up against a wall, outside, inside. I like it. Very cute. Now to those pine cones of yours, and they're everywhere. I mean, I already am seeing the cinnamon-scented pine cones that are already, it's kind of a prelude to what's coming with the next holiday, but you can enjoy them now for fall. And they're great to use if you have a chandelier or some kind of light fixture on. You have a light fixture above your table.
Yeah, I could do this easily.
And you can hang this so it becomes almost like a mobile, but it's pine cones.
Yeah, with just a little ribbon.
A little ribbon, yeah.
That's really pretty and very simple, I might add. And then tying those little bows, and it's really, right at the top of the pine cone, so that the bow kind of goes over the top and drapes down. I don't know why, but pine cones really remind you of holidays, don't they?
It gives you kind of a rustic, change of season.
Makes me want to sing chestnuts roasted.
Oh, don't do that yet.
Okay.
But yeah, it's coming. But I mean, yeah, how about, there's so many other great ideas to really give you a sense of the fall. If you just go to our website at yourhomewizards.com, you'll find them, because we want you to kind of inch your way into what's coming up very soon, and that would be Thanksgiving. Keep it here, because we love to help improve your home and improve your life. You're listening to Home Wizards, Eric Stromer and Cindy Dole.